Prince Andrew and Prince Harry officially retain the role of Counsellors of State despite stepping down as senior royals. News the Queen caught COVID has renewed calls to have them removed from these roles and rekindled a discussion over who could replace them. The Queen's former press secretary, Dickie Arbiter, took to Twitter to highlight the current situation concerning the councillors. He tweeted, "The Regency Act 1937 established the office of Counsellor of State, the acts themselves being acts of the United Kingdom Parliament. The Regency Act 1953 restored the Queen Mother's eligibility as a Counsellor of State, which she lost on the death of George VI. Prince Harry resigned as a working member of the royal family in January 2020, since when he's been living in the USA. Prince Andrew has been removed as a working member in the wake of the ongoing Epstein sex scandal, but both are still Counsellors of State. Question: Is there any reason why Parliament cannot introduce a Regency Act 2022 removing Princes Harry and Andrew and reinstating Princess Anne and Prince Edward, who ceased to be Counsellors of State in 2003 and 2005 respectively? Continuity is the watchword. Richard Palmer, the Daily Express royal correspondent, replied to Mr. Arbiter saying royal sources have argued bringing on a new Regency Act would be a waste of parliamentary time and isn't needed because the Queen doesn't travel abroad anymore. Many social media users agreed with the prospect of seeing Parliament finding time to discuss this issue and nominate new councillors. One, called it the Royal Cravat, wrote, "Agreeing with you both completely. As for parliamentary time used, I say bring it. I think there'd be plenty of support to remove the two and reinstate Anne and Edward." Another, at Jenny Moore Wine, wrote, "Understand the Parliament time waste issues, but that was a good reason a few years ago. Now is the time to make the effort and change the councillors as preparation for future king." A third, at Goth Loretta, also said, "There's a very good argument right now to get things sorted in an official capacity and soon as." Others spoke in favour of seeing Princess Anne and Prince Edward taking on once again the roles of councillors after losing them, in accordance with the law, in favour of Prince Harry and Prince William following their 21st birthdays. Twitter user at Judy1963 wrote, "I would prefer Anne and Edward to be reinstated as cuz. Both are level-headed and have been great support to the Queen, even more so during this past 2 years. We need to know that if any should happen, especially with COVID, that our country is in safe hands." And at Tilly 5001 said, "Princess Anne and Prince Edward should take on the roles again. Andrew and Henry are no longer working royals representing Her Majesty. By law, 2 or more councillors of state are appointed by letters patent to act in Her Majesty's name on a temporary basis and on specific issues, including attending Privy Council meetings and signing routine documents, in the event the Queen can't undertake her official duties due to illnesses or trip abroad. While the Queen stopped undertaking foreign trips in 2015, she is currently battling a mild bout of COVID, as announced on Sunday by Buckingham Palace. There are normally 5 councillors automatically appointed within the royal family, no matter whether they are working royals or not, the sovereign's spouse and the next 4 people in the line of succession who are over the age of 21. This means Prince Philip was a Counsellor of State until his death last April. The remaining royals covering this role are Prince Charles, Prince William, Harry, and Andrew. Following the line of succession to appoint the next councillors rather than pick and choose who should hold this role would mean that, in the event Parliament removed the Dukes of York and Sussex from their roles of councillors and didn't choose to appoint specific people as replacements, the councillor title would fall on Princess Beatrice, currently 10th in line, and her sister Princess Eugenie, 12th in line. Both sisters aren't working members of the royal family. Following the security row of Prince Harry, Norman Baker, a former crime prevention minister, said, "The police are not a commodity to buy like a pack of biscuits," he said. "If Harry has concerns about a specific threat, he should share those with the police. Otherwise, it is open to him to engage security staff on any visits." Robert Palmer QC, for the Home Office, has said that if Harry loses, the government will seek the costs incurred in full, including those of the confidentiality exercise.